Say hi to James. Made me an entrepreneur. Teaching me day after day after day till it all was a blur. Now he on tour, he can drop in your city tonight. Neverland Zine coming in for the fight. Making that powerful statement, saying that you meant for greatness. Better be ready for absolute motivation.
Good morning, Absolute Nation. Man, what an opportunity. To start the day, have a connection, build with you, and talk about some great things that took place even yesterday. I took the time to go and speak for Supriya yesterday. It's an organization that fights against child sexual abuse, abuse in general. And I had the opportunity to be the keynote speaker, share my heart, passion, and connect with an amazing organization, but more importantly, amazing organizations. You see, the Safe Supportium wasn't just one organization. It was a gathering of all the different people with the heart set, skill set, mindset of doing something better for children. 1 in 5 children will suffer some form of abuse. What can we do about it? How do we go about it? And so we got to be vulnerable and talk and share our story about overcoming some of the worst things that could happen in life. When you're a child, the most children have dreams of fears. Dreams of positive things, great things, fantasies of being superheroes, but sometimes nightmares of things that happen in the dark. The worst thing a kid should ever have to worry about is that there's something in the closet, some shadowy figure, but not some shadow of a man or woman coming into the room and violating them. And so we spoke about those things, about what we do for our kids, what we can do to be different, what we can do to speak life into them, to lift them up and to give them hope. You see, hope is what we're responsible for, to provide them with the opportunity to grow uninterrupted. Not meaning that challenges don't come in life, but that challenge shouldn't be in anyone's life. The abuse and sexual abuse of children should be an anthem against that everyone stands for. Because not only have we all been children, we all have children that we're connected to, nieces, nephews, our own children. And if we don't protect the least of those, we don't protect our future. Yesterday, I got a chance to bring my son along with me, not only to speak, but to allow him to see that there's a responsibility and a mantle that must be passed. It's from father to son, from mom to daughter, from brother to sister, husband to wife. We must hold each other accountable to be better, to be great, and to do something amazing for others. So then to have the First Lady of Sierra Leone, Ms. Fatima Bayo, to come on and speak right there behind me as a keynote. What an amazing moment. To have the First Lady of a nation speak on the same docket. When I started off speaking, the last thing I thought was, man, here comes this opportunity for me to be a household name. Didn't think about that. Didn't think about any of those other things, no accolades, no pride, no like sense of like, look at me now. No, it was about what can I do with the opportunity given and afforded to me. Now I got to make a difference. You guys, when you come on and you start to listen, you're looking for encouragement, looking for someone that can ignite you to be more so you can serve more. You see, that's what it's about in life. Finding your purpose on purpose. Taking the time to say, man, I want to be more. Today, I want to share something with you that I think that will jolt the senses, but will speak to the life. There are many people who write to us that get DMs, letters, emails, you name it, saying that I'm going through some really tough time physically. Other people are going through some things mentally. All of us have some challenge, some cross to carry, but you don't have to carry it alone. I care about who you are and how you could make it through life. I want to encourage you to be accountable and build relationships. Soon we'll be unveiling a whole year of transformation for you. I want to take the time and say, listen, together we're going to go in and build something together. Together we're going to work together hand in hand until we do something so that no one is left there wringing their hands like, I wish I knew what to do or how to do it. No, we go hand in hand together doing great things. What if we could hold each other accountable to do something amazing? I mean, to really touch lives and do something that can totally upgrade the level of the life you're living now. What if you had access to all the great minds and you had a chance to really study under the people that most don't have access to? Well, I plan to make that possible, to take you on a journey, to have you grow and have the accountability to develop and to be more so you can do all that you were called to do. I want to share a story with you, and it's a biblical story. It's a principle, though, from behind it. There was a young man, his name is Mephibosheth. The name may sound funny to you, but it's a biblical name. Mephibosheth is the son of Jonathan, who's the son of King Saul. The lineage of this kid is he's automatically royalty. Mom, dad, both royalty. This kid is amazing. He's born with nothing wrong with him, with hope and potential. But there was a battle that ensued, and the nanny that was taking care of him while running with him as a baby fell and caused an injury that was lifelong that took away his ability to walk. No fault of his own that Mephibosheth has this issue, this challenge that he has, that he can't walk, that he will have a disability. Well, because of the war and because of him being taken off to hiding into a place called Lodabar. Lodabar is like finding a place that is the offshoots, the suburbs of Israel. It's hiding out because they were afraid that he'd be killed. And as he's in Lodabar, he's there being taken care of, provided for by people who love the family, even as the family goes through turmoil. Well, the problem is that David arises and becomes king. And the idea was that whoever became king would initiate this protocol of wiping out any threats to the crown. So when David said, is there anyone left of the household of Saul? The same Saul that tried to pursue him, kill him, all those things. David said, is there anybody left of that household? And most thought that initially he's about to finally enact revenge. Finally, those who chased him, denied him of his birthright, he's going to enact revenge and kill them off. But that wasn't his mindset, heart set. What he decided to do was to do something totally different. He said, can you find someone of it? And there was a man named Ziba that was there. Ziba was supposed to be the caretaker for that family. And he says, listen, there's me and there's a cripple on his feet. He describes Mephibosheth not by who he is or his lineage, but by his disability. You see, most of you have had someone who's describing you or defining you by what you can't control. Your height, your color, your look, your physique, your background, the wealth in which your family had or didn't have. What you have and what you don't have is on you. What you do with who you become from that is. We're all born the children of our parents. When we grow up, the children of our own actions and deeds. The adults are the choices and decisions that we make that cultivate our lives. Mephibosheth has stayed in hiding his whole life until David pulls him out of hiding. And when he shows up, he's assured, he's thinking that, man, this guy's just going to kill me. And so to be non-threatening, he lays on the ground and he says, King, I am but a dead dog. What he's saying is that I'm so harmless that fleas can't even value for me. There's no threat from me. And while he's talking about what he can do, David makes him ruler over more territory than his grandfather ever was. You see, it's not about what you can do or can't do physically. It's about what you allow your spirit to be. Be unstoppable, be unbreakable, be undeniable. Understand that every limitation that you have means that there's another boundary or borderline that's been moved so that you can be more. You don't have to look at life in the aspect of what you don't have, the limitations that you were born with or pushed away from. This is about understanding that trials come in everyone's life. And if you're under trial, there must be a judge. And if God's that judge, you're going to be found not guilty if you're his, because he represents you with his son. He has got you covered even when it doesn't feel like it. If you're going through something difficult right now, you will get through it. It's the journey through it. And while you're waiting to get there, it can feel like it's unbearable, but you got to understand that you are capable, you are able, you are possible. There is nothing that can stop you except you. It's a mindset that has to be enacted in every one of us. We are not dead dogs. We are not in hiding. We don't have to be in a loaded bar or laying in the basement or thinking that you can't make it. You can get up, and if you can get up, you can go out. If you can go out, you can conquer. If you can conquer, you can bring it back home and feed your own bloodline. You got to be able to get up and go out. The get up part we talk about all the time. You fall, get up again. But when I say get out and go after your dreams. Get out and go somewhere. Get out and do things. Explore the world. See your dreams, see your goals, and bring it into fruition. There is nothing that you can't accomplish if you go after it. But I will tell you, you will never accomplish anything, without you ever committing yourself to be more than what you were. Are you able, are you capable of everything that you once dreamed of? Yes. You can do it even bigger. I had a meal with a guy, dinner with a guy this week, and he said something that stood out. He said he went to Paris, and he's sitting there, and he said he got to go to the Eiffel Tower. It's just 15 minutes away from the hotel he was at. He said he's at this great, he said it's probably the best room he ever had been in. And this guy's a multimillionaire, and he's talking about the best room, best place he's ever stayed in is right there. And as he was sitting there, he was looking out, and he said the views were amazing. I mean, just breathtaking. On one side, he could see this. On another side, he could see that. He could see the entire city, and he got to explore. And there's a two-time Michelin restaurant that's above. They have an 11-course meal that you can try. And he said the meal was probably the best he ever had. Room, best he'd ever seen, stayed in. Meal, the best he'd ever had. And he thought there and said, I didn't even know to dream about these things. You see, you can only dream and envision or go after what you allow in your vision. You need to be in places where you see more and see yourself as royalty from the start. It doesn't matter what wars your family's been in, like Mephibosheth. It doesn't matter how many times you feel broken, like Mephibosheth. Whether it was someone else's fault or it was because of yourself, it doesn't matter. What does matter is that where you are today is an opportunity to regain your royal birthright. You are born to be great. You were born gifted. You have a right to dream and become. But in order to become, you must understand that you must overcome limitations and doubts that you put on you and others tried to place around you. If you could ever look out and see the world from a perspective that man did, then you would dream and say, now I know I want this. But now that I described it to you, you should want it because now it's in your mindset. There is nothing that is too good, too big, too amazing for you. You deserve it, but you deserve it not because of an entitlement. You deserve it because of what you become. You've become more than you were a year ago, 10 years ago, a decade, 2 decades ago. You are more. You are transforming. You are becoming. And there's a birthright of greatness that is in you that can only come out when you've been pushed to the brink of breaking. And if you feel like you're about to break down, it's okay. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to cry, but then it's okay to wipe away those tears and say, all right, now that I've had that good cry, got that one good cry up out of me, I'm going to give it one good try. I'm going to try by going through the trials with a different mindset. Young man named Colt we had prayed for, 12 car accident left it so that they were saying he wouldn't do anything. He just walked out of the hospital with them standing and cheering him on for the future. He's home now. It's the same child that they were saying that he may never walk again, he may never understand, he may never feel, he may never believe. This will never happen for him. And yet, here he is. You see, never is something for people to accept if you want limitations. Never is a belief system. But in that, if you drop the end, you go with ever. Everything is available to you. Everything is capable for you. It's been yours forever. You just have to go after it. You got to believe. You got to also speak life over yourself and others. When you take up time in your mind about resentment about who did this to you and why they did this, or looking for closure from people who cannot open the doors for you, you're going the wrong route. You have to understand that some doors only have locks, and it has to be unlocked from the inside. That's access that only you have. It's not someone on the outside. There's no handle for them to get in. You must let yourself out of that prison. You are not a dead dog. You're not done. There's nothing you can't do. There's nothing you're not capable of. It's about becoming more by giving yourself access to more. Go before the kings. Go before for example, Mephibosheth spoke that way in front of King David. Sometimes we get intimidated by people's titles. Don't care about the title, care about the character of the person. Roles are different than identities. King Charles may be King Charles, but he's still Charles. To someone, he was Charles before he ever had any of those titles. And there's settings that you got to call him by out of honor, out of respect and duty. But there are most settings when you're private, he's just Charles. He is not always king. He is always Charles. There will come a day where he won't be king anymore. He'll just be Charles. He'll be the former. He'll be passed away. Life is fleeting. We don't have forever, and it's not promised. What we do have is now. And now is what you have to decide what you'll be in the end term of what you have to deal with. I have always thought there is nothing greater than what we are capable of today. Your prime was not last month. Your prime was not a year ago. Your prime was not 10 years ago. Your prime is now. If it was possible for you to do anything in life, it's possible for you to do everything in life. You're wiser now. You're stronger now. The skill set is more diverse now. I got to tell you about conversation I was having um, yesterday with someone. And they said, man, I want to become more relevant. I want to become more known for what I do. And I was like, then do it. Well, I mean, I don't know how to go about it. I mean, everyone else is doing this. And I was like, if they can do it, you can. There is no one with more access to something than what you have. What do you mean? How can that be true? Well, if they got it, then there must be a way to do it. And if they can do it, you can do it. You don't have to envy what you can be. You just have to put in the same work, if not more, to get there. Change directions. If you're waiting on someone to come rescue you, they won't. If you're waiting on someone to be your AAA in life and come rescue you, put air in the tire so you can keep going, it doesn't happen. Inspiration comes from the inside of you. You got to be willing to put that work in yourself. Decide that, man, I want to do more. I want to be more. I want to become more. I'm willing to give my all to this thing. I'm willing to my last breath go after every dream I've ever had, and I'm not going to allow anyone or anything to stop me. If you get that mindset, nothing will stop you. But you got to understand it comes with sacrifice. Sacrifice of time, sacrifice of energy. When others are sleeping, you got to be up. When others are resting, you got to be at work. That's where you make up time. But most people think that you can just just glide in and get it because of who you know. No, who you know, relationships matter, but you got to also have the work ethic because whoever endorses you is also complimenting and saying that you're the person that who can accomplish it. How many people want to tie themselves to someone else's work ethic? Man, it's so hard to really know people, to know who they really are, who they can be. And so when you put your hand behind someone's back and push them forward, saying this person will do, can do, you really have to know them. I've learned that most people will allow themselves to be two different versions. It's the image of what they want to project and then the reality of what they really are. If you can somehow marry the two, the image that you give to people, live up to that, put in the work, you can become more than a piece of work. You become artwork. You become something to behold. You become something beautiful to discover, but you got to discover it so that you can leave something behind. If it's just about you, you will fail. Who cares if it's just about you? Mephibosheth wasn't stepping into a role for himself. It was to give hope to everyone else that followed that bloodline. It was to give hope to everyone that understood the monarchy. It was about the reconciliation of two rivaling issues, David and Saul's bloodline, and bringing them together because of the joy and the love that Jonathan had for David before he passed away. Very rarely will you find people in life who are like a Jonathan. Jonathan is the type of person who would want more for his friend than he wanted for himself, who could see his friend's potential and said, I got to see you fulfill it, David. I know I'm supposed to be a king. I know I'm supposed to have this one day, but I see it in you. Do you have a type of circle around you that can see greatness in you and wish that for you apart from all else? Who do you have? Who's in your corner that believes in you so strongly that they give everything for you? If you don't have that, it's time for you to evaluate your circle. You have to not have jealousies. You have to let that go. You got to have people around you who are like, man, I'm with you through thick and thin. I'm with you until we win. I'm here until the last breath because I need you to live and live abundantly. I need you to live and live gracefully. I need you to live and understand that you have a bloodline that you need to leave a trail for so they know which way to go. Your children need to be better because of what you've done. The world needs to be different because of what you become. Who do you have that's in your corner that believes in you? It's important for you to find a circle. Who's in your team? What team are you joining? I'm giving you the opportunity to join our network. You need it. You need to uncover, look at the modules, learn from them. Coaching is important for you. I've watched so many people get up and not be able to explain their own story, their own passion that they have. They think they love to do it. This is what they do, yet they're not passionate about it. And where there's no passion, why should there be anyone give you provision? Their provision, their pay, their income, their time, their attention. Why should I pay you even attention if you won't put in the work to become the best version of you? If you half step it, I should too. Why should I step towards you? Put in the work to develop your skill set. Speak better, do better, become better. Develop your gifts, talents, challenge yourself, step into bigger arenas. See how you do against the pros, not just in the small. You can be great in a small city. You can be phenomenal in the bathroom singing to yourself. But what if you had a voice that's supposed to go around the world? It's been important to me to try to put people in the right place at the right time. And that's why on November the 23rd, we're coming to Loretto, Tennessee. It is a legitimate 5-star resort. phenomenal in every way. Newly built, phenomenal, multiple millions spent on this place to craft it into an amazing setting. And in that setting, I've decided to make sure that I put people that are worth your time. Larry Namer, founder of ETV, television show that was really built to be about trailers about television movies coming out. It's just going to be 24 hours of trailers of movies you go watch. And then it turned into reality TV and became what it is now. You see, you can go out with a plan and fail, and then it turned into something, and then you finally find your cell. The wind gets behind you like, this makes sense. Boy, I'm glad I didn't go that way. Some people say that when it comes to success, everybody claims to be that father. When it comes to failure, they want to orphan it. No one wants to say, that was me. Well, you're going to be in a setting with Larry Namer, and you're going to find out about the ups and the downs, how he built his career, how he built the opportunity, and the fact that he's looking to give opportunities. Some of you have been wanting to get into the industry. You have a show concept. I've got other people who are going to be coming as well. I mean, major, major folks who are coming. Let me give you another one. We have Dylan Barry's going to be coming. He's got 29 platinum albums, 70 billion downloads of a song. Man, he got scores behind him, stories behind him, shows behind him. America's Got Talent, So You Think You Could Dance, all those different things. But how do you get into that same setting? How do you get that opportunity? His wife will be coming. She is one of the top documentary people for Netflix. Some of you have wanted to get a Netflix special. Some of you want to do a documentary. Some of you wanted to get known. Well, what if I brought one of the top directors in that field to you? What if you got a chance to tell them your story? Maybe your story is that one that can change lives. But as long as you're in Lodabar, feeling like Mephibosheth, it'll never happen. What if I put you with Chris Kaufman, the founder of StockX? Now that could change the game for you, couldn't it? That could change everything. Be able to sit and talk with him and network. How did you build a multi-billion-dollar business? What can I do? Here's the concept, an idea. You're an entrepreneur. You need it. You just need the connection. Put you in the room. If I put you in the game, they will find out your name. You can do it. I've got so many others. I've got Darren Dunn, the founder of Zartico, to take a business from absolutely nothing and fail during COVID and to be at $120 million in that short period of time, in less than 2.5 years. To have him there and talk about the price of carrying the weight of being that visionary leader, to speak life, to speak about all the great things, and then carry the weight of that on your shoulders and try not to be smothered by it. You've got to be able to get in the room and learn from these guys. Dr. Walt Whitman, he's the founder and creator of the Soul Children of Chicago. It's where his goal is to raise these children who opened up and sung the national anthem at the Democratic National Convention. They've sung for other presidents. They've sung at the White House. They've sung around the world. Their largest audience is 1.6 million people live. They've sung in front of them. There's a documentary on them that's on British Airways. If you fly, you can watch that. You'll also be able to find them in Forbes magazine with a real spread. And he's coming, he's talking about raising up the next global leaders. How do you build something? How do you take just inspiration and last for decades? You see, bringing all these people together, man, we can change lives. But it starts with you. There will never be a time where you'll be able to be in a room like this at a five-star resort with a day full of you spending time with heavy hitters that are here to hit for you. Tickets are only $200. We've been doing these things for thousands of dollars to get into a room. This is $200. You can't afford to miss it. Well, I can tell you this, you guys are amazing. This morning, I came in here with the idea of just encouraging you, to speak life with you, to encourage you to be more than a dead dog. It's time to get up. It's time to rise up. It's time to do what you were gifted to do. I've taken the time today to pour out so that we can install in some of the great upgrades that are necessary. A transformation is coming. It's time to upgrade you and everyone around you. If your circle still has you walking in circles, get out of it. We need a direction. We're trying to build everything that we have to be so that we can help others become what they need to be. Make sure you take the time to like, subscribe, watch the videos. I'm going to be introducing some new speakers we're developing and bringing their names to the world. Absolute Motivation is about an opportunity. When Nav and Azim and I came together, it was about building something beyond ourselves. It was about building a family of speakers that are intuitive, that are caring, that are concerned about others. Selfish people need not apply. Self-directed people. Where we're going is way higher than self. It's the revealing of your true self, the servant leader. If that's you, you're ready to level up. We'll see you soon. God bless. Thanks for tuning in.
Say hi to James. Made me an entrepreneur. Teaching me day after day after day till it all was a blur. Now he on tour, he could drop in your city tonight. Nav and Zin coming in for the fight. Making that powerful statement, saying that you meant for greatness.